And now, continuing our series of complete performances of the operas of Gilbert and Sullivan, we present Patience, or Bunthorne's Bride, a satire on the aesthetic movements of the period. The scene is the exterior of Castle Bunthorne, approached by a drawbridge over a moat. A group of young ladies, dressed in aesthetic draperies, are playing lutes and mandolins. They are in the last stages of despair.
Strange magic in this love of ours, rivals as we all are in the affections of our Reginald, the very hopelessness of our love is a bond that binds us to one another.
Jealousy is merged in misery, while he, the very cynosure of our eyes and hearts, remains icy insensible. What have we to strive for?
The love of maidens is to him as interesting as the taxes.
Oh, would that it were. He pays his taxes.
And cherishes the receipts.
Happy receipts.
Fools!
Oh!
Fools!
I beg your pardon?
Fools and blind. The man loves, wildly loves.
But whom? None of us?
No, none of us. His weird fancy has lighted, for the nonce, on Patience, the village milkmaid.
On Patience? Oh, it cannot be.
Oh, but yesterday I caught him in her dairy, eating fresh butter with a tablespoon. Today he's not well.
But Patience boasts that she has never loved, that love is to her a sealed book. Oh, he cannot be serious.
'Tis but a fleeting fancy. 'Twill quickly pass away. Oh, Reginald, if you but knew what a wealth of golden love is waiting for you, stored up in this rugged old bosom of mine, the milkmaid's triumph would be short indeed.
Still brooding on their mad infatuation, I thank thee, love, thou comest not to me. Far happier I, free from thy ministration, than dukes or duchesses who love can be. 'Tis Patience, happy girl, loved by a poet. Your pardon, ladies, I intrude upon you. Nay, pretty child, come hither. Is it true that you have never loved? Most true indeed. Most marvelous and most deplorable. I cannot tell what this love may be that cometh to all, but not to me. It cannot be kind as they'd imply. Or why do these ladies sigh? It cannot be joy and rapture deep. Or why do these gentle ladies weep? It cannot be blissful as 'tis said. Or why are their eyes so wondrous red? Though everywhere true love I see, are coming to all but not to me. I cannot tell what this love may be. For they am blithe and they am gay, while they sit sighing night and day. If she is blithe and she is gay, think of the gulf twixt them and me. Think of the gulf twixt them and me. La 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 la. And misery. If love is a thorn, they show no wit, who foolishly hug and foster it. If love is a weed, how simple they who gather it day by day. If love is a nettle that makes you smart, then why do you wear it next your heart? And if it be none of these, say I, why do you sit and sob and sigh? Though everywhere through love I see, are coming to all but not to me. I cannot tell what this love may be. For I am blithe
happiness.
But the truly happy always seem to have so much on their minds. The truly happy never seem quite well.
There is a transcendentality of delirium, an acute accentuation of supreme ecstasy, which the earthy might easily mistake for indigestion. But it is not indigestion. It is aesthetic transfiguration. Enough of babble. Come.
But stay, I have some news for you. The 35th Dragoon Guards have halted in the village and are even now on their way to this very spot.
The 35th Dragoon Guard.
They are fleshly men of full habits.
We care nothing for Dragoon Guards.
But bless me, you were all engaged to them a year ago.
A year ago?
My poor child, you don't understand these things. A year ago, they were very well in our eyes. But since then our tastes have been etherealized, our perceptions exalted. Come, it is time to lift up our voices in morning carol to our Reginald. Let us to his door.
And so the ladies leave, and their place is taken by a detachment of the 35th Dragoon Guards, the objects of the ladies' former passions, attired in their magnificent uniforms of gold and scarlet. With them is their commanding officer, Colonel Calverley.
A receipt for that popular mystery known to the world as a heavy dragoon. Take all the remarkable people in history, rattle them off to a popular tune. The pluck of Nelson on board of the Victory, genius of Bismarck devising a plan, the humor of Fielding which sounds contradictory, coolness of Paget about to trepan, the science of Julian, the eminent musical wit of Macaulay who wrote to Queen Anne, the pathos of Paddy as rendered by Boucicault, style of the Bishop of Soda and Man, the dash of the Dorset divested of quackery, narrative powers of Dickens and Thackeray, Victor Emmanuel, Visconti Peveril, Thomas Aquinas and Dr. Sacheverell, Tupper and Tennis and Daniel Defoe, Anthony Trollope and Mr. Guizot. Take of these elements all that is usable, melt them all down in a pipkin or crucible, set them to simmer and take out the scum. And the heavy dragoon is the residue. If you want a receipt for this soldier-like paragon, get at the wealth of the Tsar if you can, the family pride of a Spaniard from Aragon, force of Mephisto pronouncing a ban. A smack of Lord Waterford, reckless and rollicky, swagger of Roderick heading his clan, the keen penetration of Paddington Pollocky, grace of an odalisk on a divan, the genius strategic of Caesar or Hannibal, skill of Sir Garnet in thrashing a cannibal, flavour of Hamlet, the stranger, a touch of him, little of Manfred, but not very much of him, Beadle of Burlington, Richardson, Shaw, Mr. Micawber, and Madame Tussaud. Take up his elements, all that is usable, melt them all down in a pipkin or crucible, set them to simmer and take up the scum. And the heavy dragoon is a lazy gun.
Well, here we are once more on the scene of our former triumphs. But where's the Duke?
Here I am.
No, come, cheer up, don't give way.
Oh, for that, I'm as cheerful as a poor devil can be expected to be, who has the misfortune to be a duke with 1,000 a day.
Most men would envy you.
Envy me? Tell me, Major, are you fond of toffee?
Very. We are all fond of toffee. We are.
Yes, and toffee in moderation is a capital thing. But to live on toffee, toffee for breakfast, toffee for dinner, toffee for tea, to have it supposed that you care for nothing but toffee, and that you would consider yourself insulted if anything but toffee were offered to you. How would you like that?
I can quite believe that under those circumstances even toffee would become monotonous.
For toffee, read flattery, adulation, and abject deference, carried to such a pitch that I began at last to think that man was born bent at an angle of 45 degrees. Great heavens! What is there to adulate in me? Am I particularly intelligent or remarkably studious?
No.
Or excruciatingly witty or unusually accomplished or exceptionally virtuous?
You're about as commonplace a young man as ever I saw.
Exactly! That's it exactly. That describes me to a T. Thank you all very much.
No, not at all, my dear.
Well, I couldn't stand it any longer, so I joined this second-class cavalry regiment.
What?
In the army, thought I shall be occasionally snubbed, perhaps even bullied. Who knows? The thought was repertoire, and here I am.
Yes. And here are the ladies.
But who is the gentleman with the long hair?
I don't know.
He seems popular.
He does seem popular.
The gentleman in question is the aesthetic Bunthorne. He is apparently oblivious to everything except the poem he is composing. The ladies languish in his train and ignore the dragoons, to their annoyance.
Now is not this ridiculous and is not this preposterous and thorough-based absurdity? Explain it if you can. Instead of rushing eagerly to cherish us and foster us, they all prefer this melancholy literary man. Instead of slightly peering at us, casting looks and peering at us, blushing at us, blushing at us, flirting with the fan, they're actually sneering at us, glaring at us, jeering at us, pretty sort of treatment for a military man. They're actually sneering at us, glaring at us, jeering at us, pretty sort of treatment for a military man.
Mystic poet, hear our prayer. 20 lovesick maidens we, young and wealthy, dark and fair, all of county family. And we die for love of thee, 20 lovesick maidens we. Yes, we die for love of thee.
my book I seem to scan in a rapt, ecstatic way, like a literary man who despises female clay. I hear plainly all they say, 20 lovesick maidens they.
He hears plainly all they say, 20 lovesick maidens they.
Though so excellently wise, for a moment mortal be, deign to raise thy purple eyes from thy heart-drawn poesy. 20 lovesick maidens see, each is kneeling on her knee. 20 lovesick maidens see, each is kneeling on her knee.
Though, as I remarked before, anyone convinced would be that some transcendental law is monopolizing me. Round the corner I can see each is kneeling on her knee.
Round the corner we can see each is kneeling on her knee. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous, a thorough-based absurdity, ridiculous, preposterous, explain it if you can. Now is not this ridiculous, and is not this preposterous, a thorough-based absurdity, explain it if you can. Instead of rushing in, delicious and prosperous, as all the brothers well and happy literary men. Instead of swelling in, casting books and deeds, flashing at us, smelling in the man. Then everyone is kneeling, is kneeling, is kneeling, on the military man. Then everyone is kneeling, is kneeling, is kneeling, on the military
Angela, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, sir, leave us. Our minds are but ill-tuned to light love talk.
But what in the world has come over you all?
Bunthorne, he has come over us. He has come among us, and he has idealized us.
Has he succeeded in idealizing you?
He has.
Oh, good old Bunthorne.
My eyes are open. I droop despairingly. I am soulfully intense. I am limp, and I cling.
Finished at last, finished.
Are you better now?
Yes, I am better now. The poem is finished and my soul had gone out into it. That was all. It was nothing worth mentioning. It occurs 3 times a day. Ah, Patience.
Oh.
Dear Patience.
Oh, sir.
Will it please you read it to us, sir?
This we supplicate.
Shall I?
No.
I will read it if you bid me, Patience.
You can if you like.
It is a wild, weird, fleshly thing, yet very tender, very yearning, very precious. It is called, Oh, Hollow, Hollow, Hollow.
Is it a hunting song?
A hunting song? No, it is not a hunting song. It is the wail of the poet's heart on discovering that everything is commonplace. To understand it, cling passionately to one another, and think of faint lilies. What time the poet hath hymned the writhing maid, lithe-limbed, quivering on amaranthine asphodel. How can he paint her woes, knowing as well he knows that all can be set right with calomel? When from the poet's plinth the amorous colocynth yearns for the aloe, faint with rapturous thrills, how can he hymn their throes, knowing as well he knows that they are only uncompounded pills? Is it, and can it be, nature hath this decree, nothing poetic in the world shall dwell? or that in all her works something poetic lurks, even in colocynth and calomel. I cannot tell.
How purely fragrant.
How earnestly precious.
Well, it seems to me to be nonsense.
Nonsense, yes, perhaps. But oh, what precious nonsense.
This is all very well, but you seem to forget that you're engaged to us.
It can never be. You are not Empyrean. You are not Delacruscan. You are not even early English. Oh, be early English ere it is too late.
Red and yellow, primary colours. Oh, South Kensington.
We didn't design our uniforms, but we don't see how they could be improved.
No, you wouldn't. Still, there is a cobwebby grey velvet with a tender bloom like cold gravy, which made Florentine 14th century, trimmed with Venetian leather and Spanish altar lace and surmounted with something Japanese. It matters not what. Would at least be early English. Come, maidens.
Gentlemen, this is an insult to the British uniform.
A uniform that has been as successful in the courts of Venus as on the field of Mars.
When I first put this uniform on, I said as I looked in the glass, it's 1 to 1,000,000, and any civilian my figure and form will surpass. Gold lace as a charm for the fair, and I've plenty of that and to spare. For a lover's professions with arted and Hessians are eloquent everywhere. A fact that I counted upon when I first put this uniform on.
A simple coincidence you could never have counted upon. The same thing occurred to me when I first put this uniform on.
I said when I first put it on, it is plain to the various dunce that every beauty will feel it a duty to yield to its glamour at once. They will see that I'm freely gold-laced, in a uniform handsome and chaste, but the peripatetics who long-haired aesthetics are very much more to their taste, which I never counted upon when I first put this uniform on.
By a simple coincidence you could never have counted upon. I didn't anticipate that when I first put this uniform on.
Am I alone and unobserved? I am. Then let me own I'm an aesthetic sham. This air severe is but a mere veneer. The cynic's smile is but a while of guile. This costume chaste is but good taste misplaced. Let me confess A languid love for lilies does not blight me. Lank limbs and haggard cheeks do not delight me. I do not care for dirty greens by any means. I do not long for all one sees that's Japanese. I am not fond of uttering platitudes in stained glass attitudes. In short, my medievalism's affectation, born of a morbid love of admiration. If you're anxious for to shine in the high aesthetic line as a man of culture rare, you must get up all the germs of the transcendental terms and plant them everywhere. You must lie upon the daisies and discourse in novel phrases of your complicated state of mind. The meaning doesn't matter if it's only idle chatter of a transcendental kind. And everyone will say, as you walk your mystic way, if this young man expresses himself in terms too deep for me, why, what a very singularly deep young man this deep young man must be. Be eloquent in praise of the very dull old days which have long since passed away, and convince them if you can that the reign of good Queen Anne was culture's palmiest day. Of course you will pooh-pooh whatever's fresh and new and declare it's crude and mean, for art stopped short in the cultivated court of the Empress Josephine. And everyone will say, as you walk your mystic way, if that's not good enough for him, which is good enough for me, why, what a very cultivated kind of youth this kind of youth must be. Then a sentimental passion of a vegetable fashion must excite your languid spleen. An attachment a la Plato for a bashful young potato or a not too French bean. Though the Philistines may jostle you, rank as an apostle in the high aesthetic band. If you walk down Piccadilly with a poppy or a lily in your medieval hand. And everyone will say, as you walk your flowery way, if he's content with a vegetable love which would certainly not suit me, why, what a most particularly pure young man this pure young man must be. Patience, come hither, I am pleased with thee. The bitter-hearted one who finds all else hollow is pleased with thee. For you are not hollow, are you?
No, thanks, I have dined.
Oh.
But I beg your pardon, I interrupt you.
Life is made up of interruptions. The tortured soul yearning for solitude writhes under them. Oh, but my heart is a-weary. Oh, I am a cursed thing. Don't go.
Really, I'm very sorry.
Tell me, girl, do you ever yearn?
I earn my living.
No. Do you know what it is to be heart-hungry? Do you know what it is to yearn for the indefinable, and yet to be brought face to face daily with the multiplication table? Do you know what it is to seek oceans and to find puddles, to long for whirlwinds, and yet have to do the best you can with the billows? That's my case. Oh, I am a cursed thing.
Oh, dear.
Don't go.
If you please, I don't understand you. You frighten me.
Don't be frightened. It's only poetry.
Well, if that's poetry, I don't like poetry.
Don't you? Can I trust her?
Patience, you don't like poetry.
No?
Well, between you and me, I don't like poetry. It's hollow, unsubstantial, unsatisfactory. What's the use of yearning for Elysian fields when you know you can't get 'em? Would only let 'em out on building leases if you had 'em.
Sir...
Patience, I have long loved you. Let me tell you a secret. I am not as bilious as I look. If you like, I will cut my hair. There is more innocent fun within me than the casual spectator would imagine. You have never seen me frolicsome. Be a good girl, a very good girl, and one day you shall. If you are fond of touch-and-go jocularity, this is the shop for it.
Sir, I will speak plainly. In the matter of love, I am untaught. I have never loved but my great-aunt. But I am quite certain that under any circumstances, I couldn't possibly love you.
You think not?
I'm quite sure of it. Quite sure. Quite.
Very good. Life is henceforth a blank. I don't care what becomes of me. I have only to ask that you will not abuse my confidence. Though you despise me, I am extremely popular with the other young ladies.
I only ask that you will leave me and never renew the subject.
Certainly. Broken-hearted and desolate I go. Oh, to be wafted away from this black aceldama of sorrow, where the dust of an earthy today is the earth of a dusty tomorrow. It's a little thing of my own. I call it heart-phone. I shall not publish it. Farewell, Patience. Patience. Farewell.
What on earth does it all mean? Why does he love me? Why does he expect me to love him? He's not a relation. It frightens me.
Why, Patience, what is the matter?
Lady Angela, tell me two things. Firstly, what on earth is this love that upsets everybody? And secondly, how is it to be distinguished from insanity?
Poor blind child. Oh, forgive her, Eros. Why, love is of all passions the most essential. It is the embodiment of purity, the abstraction of refinement. It is the one unselfish emotion in this whirlpool of grasping greed.
Oh, dear. Oh!
Why are you crying?
To think that I have lived all these years without having experienced this ennobling and unselfish passion. Why, what a wicked girl I must be. For it is unselfish, isn't it?
Absolutely. Love that is tainted with selfishness is no love. Oh, try to love. It really isn't difficult if you give your whole mind to it.
I'll set about it at once. I won't go to bed until I'm head over ears in love with somebody.
Noble girl. But is it possible that you have never loved anybody?
Yes, one.
Ah, whom?
My great-aunt.
Great-aunts don't count?
Then there's nobody. At least, nobody. Not since I was a baby. But that doesn't count, I suppose.
I don't know. Tell me all about it.
Long years ago, 14 maybe, when but a tiny babe of 4, another baby played with me, my elder by a year or more. A little child of beauty rare, with marvelous eyes and wondrous hair, who in my child eyes seemed to me all that a little child should be. Ah, how we loved that child and I, how pure our baby joy, how true our love, and by the by, he was a little boy. Oh, old tale of Cupid's touch, I thought as much, he was a little boy. Pray don't misconstrue what I say, remember, pray, he was
perfectly dreadful to think of the appalling state I must be in. I had no idea that love was a duty. No wonder they all look so unhappy. Upon my word, I hardly like to associate with myself. I don't think I'm respectable. I'll go at once and fall in love with a stranger.
Prithee, pretty maiden, prithee tell me true. Hey, but I'm doleful, willow, willow, waly. Have you e'er a lover a-dangling after you? Hey, willow, waly, oh. I would fain discover if you have a lover. Hey, willow, waly, oh.
Gentle sir, my heart is frolicsome and free. Hey, but he's doleful, willow, willow, waly. Nobody I care for comes a-courting me. Hey, willow, waly, oh. Nobody I care for comes a-courting, therefore. Hey, willow, waly, oh.
Prithee, pretty maiden, will you marry me? Hey, but I'm hopeful, willow, willow, waly. I may say at once I'm a man of property. Hey, willow, waly, oh. Money, I despise it, many people prize it. Hey, willow, waly, oh.
Gentle sir, although to marry I design, hey, but he's hopeful, willow, willow, waly. As yet I do not know you, and so I must decline. Hey, willow, waly, oh. To other maidens go you, as yet I do not know you. Hey, willow,
Patience, can it be that you don't recognize me?
Recognize you? No, indeed I don't.
Have 15 years so greatly changed me?
15 years? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten the friend of your youth, your Archibald, your little playfellow? Oh, Kronos, Kronos, this is too bad of you.
Archibald, is it possible? Why, let me look. It is. It must be. Oh, how happy I am. I thought we should never meet again. And how you've grown.
Yes, Patience, I'm much taller and much stouter than I was.
And how you've improved.
Yes, Patience, I am very beautiful.
But surely that doesn't make you unhappy.
Yes, Patience. Gifted as I am with a beauty which probably has not its rival on earth, I am nevertheless utterly and completely miserable.
Oh, but why?
My child love for you has never faded. Conceive, then, the horror of my situation when I tell you that it is my hideous destiny to be madly loved at first sight by every woman I come across.
But why do you make yourself so picturesque? Why not disguise yourself, disfigure yourself, anything to escape this persecution?
No, Patience, that may not be. These gifts, irksome as they are, were given to me for the enjoyment and delectation of my fellow creatures. I am a trustee for beauty, and it is my duty to see that the conditions of my trust are faithfully discharged.
And you, too, are a poet.
Yes, I am the apostle of simplicity. I am called Archibald the All-Right, for I am infallible.
And is it possible that you condescend to love such a girl as I?
Yes, Patience, is it not strange? I have loved you with a Florentine 14th century frenzy for full 15 years.
Oh, marvelous! I have hitherto been deaf to the voice of love. I seem now to know what love is. It has been revealed to me. It is
Archibald Grosvenor.
Yes, Patience, it is.
We will never, never part.
We will live and die together.
I swear
We
it.
both swear it.
But oh, horror.
What's the matter?
Why, you are perfection, a source of endless ecstasy to all who know you.
I know I am. Well,
Then, bless my heart, there can be nothing unselfish in loving you.
merciful powers. I never thought of that.
To monopolize those features on which all women love to linger, it would be unpardonable.
Why, so it would. Oh, fatal perfection. Again you interpose between me and my happiness.
Oh, if you were but a thought less beautiful than you are.
Oh, would that I were. But candour compels me to admit that I am not.
Our duty is clear. We must part, and forever.
Oh, misery. And yet I cannot question the propriety of your decision. Farewell, Patience.
Farewell, Archibald.
But stay.
Yes, Patience.
Although I may not love you, for you are perfection, there is nothing to prevent your loving me. I am plain, homely, unattractive.
Why, that's true.
The love of such a man as you, for such a girl as I, must be unselfish.
Unselfishness itself.
Though to marry you would very selfish be.
Hey, but I'm doleful, willow, willow, way.
You may all the same continue loving me.
Hey, willow, way, oh. All the world ignoring, I'll go on adoring. Hey, willow,
Patience and Grosvenor depart in opposite directions. A procession of maidens appears and are soon joined by the dragoons. The young ladies are dancing a classical dance and playing cymbals, double pipes, and other archaic instruments. They are leading Bunthorne, who is crowned with roses and hung about with garlands. He looks very miserable.
we pray you, why thus they array you? Oh, poet, how say you, what is it you've done? Now tell us, we pray you, why thus they array you? Oh, poet, how say you, what is it you've done? Oh, poet, how say you, what is it you've done? of right sacrificial by sentence judicial. This seems the initial, then why don't you run?
They cannot have led you to hang or behead you, nor may they all wed you, unfortunate one.
Then tell us, we pray you, why thus they array you. Oh, go and I'll say you, what is it you've done?
Heartbroken at my patience's barbarity, by the advice of my solicitor, in aid of a deserving charity, I've put myself up to be raffled for.
By the advice of his solicitor, he's put himself up to be raffled for.
Oh, harder! As by his solicitor, he's put himself up to be raffled for. A hideous curse on his solicitor. A hideous curse on his solicitor. A curse on his solicitor. A curse on his solicitor.
Stay, we implore you, before our hopes are blighted. You see before you the men to whom you're plighted.
Stay, we implore you, for we adore you. To us your plighted, to evil lighted. Stay, we implore you. Your maiden hearts do not steal to pity's eloquent appeal. Such conduct British soldiers feel. Sigh, sigh, oh sigh. To foam and steel we rarely see a British soldier bend the knee. Yet one and all they kneel to yield. Kneel, all kneel. Our soldiers very seldom cry, and yet I need not tell you why. A teardrop dews each martial eye. Weep, weep, all weep. Our soldiers very seldom cry, and yet they need not tell us why. A teardrop dews each martial eye. Weep, weep, all
Come, walk up and purchase with avidity. Overcome your diffidence and natural timidity. Tickets for the raffle should be purchased with avidity. Put in half a guinea and a husband you may gain. Such a judge of blue and white and other kinds of pottery, from early oriental down to modern terracottery. Put in half a guinea may draw him in a lottery. Such an opportunity may not occur again.
Such a judge of blue and white and other kinds of pottery, from early oriental down to modern terracottery. Put in half a guinea, you may draw him in a lottery. Such an opportunity may not occur again.
We beat all over Villaville, but we don't care, but we don't care. There's fish in the sea, no doubt of it, as good as ever came out of it. And someday we shall get our share. So we don't care, so we don't care.
And are you going a ticket for to buy?
Most certainly I am. Why shouldn't I?
Oh, fortune, that is hard. Blindfold your eyes. 2 minutes will decide who wins the prize. Come, Lady Jane, I pray you draw the first.
He loves me best.
I want to know the worst.
Stay your hand.
Won't be this interference of this bold girl. I pray you make a clearance.
Away with you, and to your milk pails go.
She wants a ticket. Take a dozen.
If there be pardon in your breast for this poor penitent, who with remorseful thought oppressed sincerely doth repent, if you with one so lowly still desire to be allied, then you may take me if you will, for I will be your bride.
Oh, shameless one, oh, boldness me, away, run, oh, take away, oh,
How strong is love, for many and many a week she's loved me fondly and has feared to speak. But nature, for restraint to mighty power, has burst the bonds of earth. And here we are.
No, Mr. Bunthorne, no, you're wrong again. Permit me, I'll endeavor to explain. True love must single-hearted be.
Exactly so.
From every selfish fancy free.
Exactly so.
No idle thought of gain or joy a maiden's fancy should employ. True love must be without a lie. True love must be without a lie.
exactly so.
Imposture to contempt must lead.
Exactly so.
Blind vanity's dissension seed.
Exactly so.
It follows then a maiden who devotes herself to loving you is prompted by no selfish view. Is prompted by no selfish view.
Exactly so.
Are you resolved to wed the shameless one? Is there no chance for any other? None.
With Bunthorne provided for, the maidens experience a sudden revulsion for aestheticism. The Colonel, Duke, and Major find themselves united with their loves, while the other ladies gaze fondly at the other dragoons.
I hear the soft note of the angry voice of an old, old love long dead. It whispers my sorrowing heart, rejoice, for the lost and tear is shed. The pain that is all but a pleasure will change, for the pleasure that's all
godlike grace proclaims he comes of noble race. And who is this whose manly face bears sorrow's interesting trace?
Yes, who is this whose godlike grace proclaims he comes of noble race?
I am a broken-hearted troubadour, whose mind's aesthetic and whose tastes are pure.
Aesthetic! He is aesthetic!
Yes, yes, I am aesthetic and poetic.
Hey!